Genesis is a company that's been trying to succeed for a while now, and it's taken a bit of time for it to figure out what it wants to be, but I think it's finally got it. For a while, it was just kind of a higher spec of the Hyundai brand, and that didn't really work. And then it came out with its own brands in a pseudo half-hearted effort with some okay cars. The cars were good. The cars were good. But now it's fully committed to the Genesis brand, and the cars are great. They offer a ton in the luxury car space, and these are luxury cars. It offers a ton of value and luxury and a little bit of performance in the luxury car space, and these are luxury cars. These seats are very nice. The outside of the car has a presence to it. Inside, everything I touch looks and feels nice as well. I love the treatment of the knobs and the buttons. Now there is a giant touchscreen up here, but there's a lower section of HVAC and some other controls going on as well. If you hit the button, you pop around, you go back to the home screen if you want. There's a home button down here, but there's knurling on the knobs, which feels and looks very fancy. This rotary shifter is actually kind of a piece of art, the way it's been created, with a little bit of the glass, the clear part, and then the metal around it. Almost has like the appeal of a very nice watch face, and that continues over here on the other menu selector screen, and even a bit on the drive mode selector screen. And then the knurling continues up here on some of the buttons on the steering wheel, and the wiper stalk, and the light and directional stalk as well. It's done to great effect, and nothing feels gimmicky. This feels like it's carving out its own brand identity, and the way the screen is kind of set into the leather up here looks really nice, and the large HVAC vent, which kind of moves air around in a nicer, more luxurious manner. This is a really good car. And then you couple the fact that the base engine is a 4-cylinder turbo making 300 horsepower, which is a great place to start. And then you grab a paddle on this one, 375 I'm going way too fast. 375 horsepower. It's great from a twin turbo V6. This one has the Lexicon audio, so the sound system is really good. There's plenty of room back there in the second row. I'm sure the third row version of this is kind of a fairly useless third row, but they probably have to offer it for potential buyers that would want it, but I don't think you really need it. I think the greatest compliment you can give this thing is that, one, is that it is definitely a real luxury car. This is definitely a real luxury vehicle. It feels solid, it has great materials, and it has an engaging engine. But the other thing is that it doesn't look like any of the other luxury cars. It looks like its own vehicle. And there are even styling elements that you could maybe see. And the only one that really catches my eye is from the side. If you squint, it kind of looks like a Bentayga. Like, that's bananas, and I mean that as a compliment too. I'm not dumping on this because I know not everybody likes the looks of the Bentayga, but the Bentley has presence. This has presence, from the design of its headlights and its side markers to just its overall stance and the carving in the rear tailgate area. The GV80 has carved out its own look, and it falls in line with the rest of the Genesis family, and I think that is most important to creating a harmonious brand identity. Genesis has figured it out. They're finally doing it, and the GV80, which will probably serve as the flagship, because that's what SUVs serve as these days, is a great hallmark to get people's attention. It's a big billboard for the brand. People go, what is that? Oh man, that's a Genesis? Wow. You don't say, oh, that's a fancy Hyundai anymore. I do not feel like I'm in an up-marketed Hyundai at all. I do not. And that's not a dig against Hyundai, because Hyundais are great vehicles too. But there is nothing about this where I'm like, oh, this is just a fancy Palisade. I don't feel that way at all. I feel like this is a Genesis, and it is a damn good one. Do I wish they offered a more, come on, you can do it. You can do it. Do I wish they offered a more potent version? I mean, of course I do. I'm an idiot who likes horsepower and going fast and being insane. It feels like there's place in the lineup for a top spec V8 version. I do feel like there's room in this family because we're the most expensive version is 70 grand. This one is in the mid 60s, and at 60s, it's just the value here is fantastic. I wanted to read this off because there's a lot of trims here. The base one is the GV80 2.5T rear-wheel drive standard. Starts at $48,900, and you add $1,025 for destination. You get the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine. You also get heated 12-way adjustable front seats, dual-zone climate control, hands-free power tailgate, and 19-inch alloy wheels, amongst a bunch of other stuff. And you get, you know, the 14.5-inch screen, 12-speaker sound system, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and 4 USB ports. Jump up to the GV80 2.5T rear-wheel drive advanced. Price is $52,800. You get a panoramic roof, ventilated front seats, and a heated steering wheel, as well as the digital key and a wireless phone charger. And the audio system jumps to 21 speakers, and it's the Lexicon unit. Now, those two first trims were a rear-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive standard starts at $54,650, but also gets the pano roof. It basically gets the same stuff as the rear-wheel drive advanced. Then there's the rear-wheel drive Prestige. We're still on the 2.5T, $57,050, which gets leather upholstery, blind spot view monitoring, remote smart park assist, surround view camera, massaging front seats, heated second row, and tri-zone climate control. So now we jump to the 2.5T all-wheel drive advanced. You get 20-inch wheels here. You get the Lexicon audio, all that good stuff. Then there's the 2.5T. That one was $59,000. Then there's the 2.5T all-wheel drive Prestige, which is $63,400. All-wheel drive, 22-inch wheels, electronic adjustable suspension with road preview, a head-up display, massaging front seats, and a bunch of the other stuff found in the Prestige trim. So now we come to the GV80 3.5T all-wheel drive standard. All of the 3.5Ts, like I said, all-wheel drive is standard, and this trim is called standard, which is, you know, mildly confusing. But the price here is $59,150. Larger front brakes, 20-inch wheels, and you get the suspension. 3.5T all-wheel drive advanced, $64,350, gets the leather upholstery, the head-up display, the Lexicon audio, massaging front seats, blah, blah, blah. The GV80 3.5T all-wheel drive advanced plus at $65,050 is the only 7-passenger GV80. You get a small third row with power folding functionality. That's the only 3-row version. All the rest of them are 2 rows. Now, the top spec trim is the GV80 3.5T all-wheel drive Prestige, and I got to sneeze, so give me a second. All right, the Genesis luxury SUV. You got Napa leather, you got power operated second row seats, 22-inch wheels, an electronic limited slip, active noise cancellation, a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, a suede headliner, ventilated second row seats. That's fancy. All the GV80s come with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty on the powertrain, and 3 years, 36,000 miles complimentary maintenance, valet service, and connected services. This one is a 3.5T all-wheel drive advanced, so in the mid $60,000 range. This feels as nice as any Benz, Audi, BMW, Lexus. It's right there. It is right there. The driving dynamics, when you put it in sport, there's feels like there's nice heft to the steering wheel. There's no serious feedback happening through the wheels. Like, you're not like canyon carving in this. But it's hard to get real feedback from any modern vehicle these days. But the heft feels good, and it feels like it actually has a bit of grip through a corner. If you do need to, like, say the road to your ski trip is dry and curvy and you wanted to press it a little bit, you could do enough to get a smile on your face. It's not boring. It is not a boring vehicle, so there's that. But the real magic in it lies in the fact that it is a true luxury machine. The treatment on the interior of the doors looks really nice. Everywhere you look, attention to detail has clearly been paid. And I hope it pays off for them, because the whole lineup is pretty darn good right now. I've driven the G80, it's great. I've driven the G90, it's definitely a nice full-size luxury car. And then the G70 is their, more entry-level sports sedan. If you look at this as like, oh, that's an expensive Hyundai you're going to have a bad time and you're going to get the wrong impression and you're going to be wrong. If you look at this as like, that is a very this is a very well-priced luxury SUV, then it makes all the sense in the world. It's almost like a mission statement for the brand. Like, this is what we can do. We can do it well, and we can offer it at a fantastic price. I'd be curious to drive the 300 horsepower one to see if it feels sluggish at all, but 300 horsepower is great. And then you can get a rear-wheel drive version, so, you know, all you luxury SUV drift fanatics, that one would be curious. Like a base rear-wheel drive 4-cylinder, because the features that it comes with are still pretty nice. It still sounds like, from its standard features list, like a luxury SUV. This is a great option too, especially here in Orange County, because it's just a sea of X5s and GLEs and Q7s and Q5s, you know, and X7s even now, and GLSs. So we need to filter this into the mix more. This has the right sort of styling where it's identifiable and still it has the right sort of styling where it is identifiable and it stands out and in a good way. And we need more of that. So I hope I start seeing these a lot on the road. I don't really see them yet, and I hope that changes.